Welcome to the Wager Makers Podcast with Webb and Smitt.
Brick by brick, baby.
I'm freaking out, Webb.
I was told there'd be no man. Stupidity's going to be an asset. What a bunch of crybabies.
Hello, my name is Steve Smith, and this is Rob Weber. Say hey, Webb.
Hello. What's up, Smitt?
What's up, Webb? I'm Smitt, that's Webb, and we are the Wager Makers. This is the Wager Maker Podcast. We've been gone for a little while. We had little things come up here and there. Take a little break. That March Madness was so wild, so crazy. We needed a little break in between.
Need a vacation.
So, but this is Wager Maker Podcast number 88.
88. Another one, Smitt. Just throwing me softballs here. This is the playmaker himself, Michael Irvin. None other. The greatest 88 of all the 88s ever. Undeniable. No doubt. No doubt.
Right, I was pretty sure you were going to take Michael Irvin over Dez. That's the no-brainer.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna throw my man Lynn Swann in there, but I'm a Michael Irvin fan myself. I got to admit, Webb, those teams of the '90s with the Cowboys when we were in our gambling heyday.
Right. We were neophytes.
I used to love them because they would cover. You know what I mean? They didn't just win. They would cover. They would get that defensive touchdown. They would throw a bomb to Harper at the end for some reason.
Yeah.
You know, they would cover. You know, Emmett would break one at the end. I used to like those teams.
Oh, hell yeah. Cowboys in the over. I used to do reverses, 10-time reverses and pay $200.
Right. So I had no beef. I'm a Cowboys hater, but hey, I like teams that cover, man. I like that. The same with New England. When New England blows the shit out of people when they had Tom Brady, I like them. I like the Cowboys of the '90s. I like teams that cover. I like teams that you know. There's times when you're watching a game and you feel like maybe Aikman and Irvin know that they're laying 6 today, and they just kind of do the things that you need them to do as opposed to taking a knee sometimes.
Well, Jimmy Johnson was still, all those guys, they were college coaches. They were still, that was from the AP poll days. You had to run it up.
Right. They were still winning the,
they had to get the vote. Yeah. Style points counted.
All right. So we're glad to be back. Like I said, I think 1 week I had my COVID vaccine shot. Webb's had some things, wasn't feeling well. Just, one thing after another. But again, the March Madness pool, we're going to go back real quick and just recap that. What a great contest that was. Our boy Chris Garjoul came up with the win. He had Gonzaga. It's the first time ever doing this pool, Webb, that a team that didn't have the champion ended up winning because Garjoul had so many points ahead by the time it was all said and done. The only one who really had a chance come Final Four time was Arita Bohannon, and she had UCLA beating – or she needed UCLA to beat Gonzaga in that Final Four game. She had Baylor. She had Baylor going all the way. So if Gonzaga doesn't get the points to get to the final, and that game went to, I think it was double overtime, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. If Gonzaga loses that game to UCLA and Baylor wins, then Arita Bohannon's a champ. But congratulations to Chris Garjoul. Great job. One of those dudes, Webb, you call. You're like, hey, man, you got this pool. He's like, I don't really follow college basketball that much. And I'm like, Garjoul, shut you want 3 weeks of entertainment for free? That's what you're getting.
That's right. Right. Yeah, $500 later, whatever it was, $600 later.
$600 by the time Nick Perone and MN3 Technologies threw a little in.
That's right.
But I want to thank Chris Garjoul. Congratulate him, number one, for winning. But I don't know if you guys seen this. I posted it on Facebook. I don't know if you can see it here. There it is.
Now I got it. Hold it there. Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of screwing up. I see
your virtual back. There you go. Right. You got it.
So the Wager Maker's Mark bottle.
Yeah.
He sent us. This is a special bottle. It even says it on the sides here, and it even a little story about the Wager Makers right there. You can't see it. I posted it on Facebook, but good stuff, man. I didn't even pop this. I know one of the things I like about Makers is this cool, fancy wax seal they got on top. I didn't even bust this one open yet. This is special for some time down the line.
I've got about a swallow left.
Yep. You already busted yours out?
Oh, hell yeah. I got about a swallow left. Hell yeah.
Awesome. I'm going to be doing mine. And Webb, I'm excited. We got our guys trip. I just wanted to say the guys trip is set. We got it canceled last year. It was going to be Auburn at Georgia because of the COVID. So this year we're going USC plays at Arizona State in November. So that's why I'm sporting my Arizona State jam.
Yeah.
And I bought two. I didn't know which one. I got the newer logo on this one and the ASU, and I got the old Sun Devil looking dude on that one. I like that. So, but anybody, we're gonna, just so anybody's out there in that Arizona area, we're going to be staying in Scottsdale and then going over to the game in Tempe. I was told this is kind of the same area and everything. So if anybody has any tips, where to go, places to be, what to do,
club, restaurants,
yeah, all that stuff, in Scottsdale / Tempe, or what to do before the game, where to tailgate, all that stuff. Let us know, man. We're in. We're going to Arizona, see USC.
Go west, young man.
We're going to Arizona to see USC and the Sun Devils. We play to win the games. I'm going to see Herm Edwards. Going to see Herm Edwards.
That's right. That's right.
Looking forward to that. All right, Webb. So we'll talk a little bit about some baseball and stuff. We got this week. Big news is obviously the NFL draft, and also big news is Aaron Rodgers. Webb, it seems like every week nowadays somebody's unhappy with something and they don't feel good, like they've been treated, disrespected. What's your thoughts on that?
How is it? It's always, I always laugh when these guys say they're disrespected when they're paying them $35 or $40 million, $100 million contract. You're disrespected. I don't know how much more respect can someone get. I don't know. I guess he's still upset from a year ago when they drafted Jordan Love in the first round, but it was all right when he got drafted and Favre was there, so that was okay. But now I guess his feelings are hurt. He wants to go back to Northern California. He's marrying or engaged to the Hollywood, but that's nothing new for him. I don't know what the story is, man. How hard is it to be the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers? You're making $1 bazillion. The people are probably the nicest people in the world. There's no downside. There's no downside.
Right. They love you. They love you. Yeah, they love you in Green Bay. I know it's not the biggest community or whatever, but you're loved. And he's jet setting around. He's dated the race car driver, Danica Patrick. The other actress, this one, the latest actress is the one from Big Little Lies and Hunger Games or something.
No, she was Divergent. I think she was in.
Woodley.
Shailene Woodley. Yeah.
And so, he lives, dude, hosting Jeopardy. Even my mom the other day was like, "Man, that guy Aaron Rodgers seems like a really nice guy." I'm like, "Where do you get that from?" and it was like, "Oh, he was on Jeopardy last week." It was really seemed like I was like, "Oh, listen, I got some news for you. I think he's an asshole."
Right.
Like I don't know the guy. We've talked about it on the show.
Right.
I'm just letting you know. I think he's a dick.
Right.
Like I didn't say that with her, but I let her know that I don't think Aaron Rodgers is that nice. But I don't get, now he comes out this week and he's not even going to play unless the general manager gets fired. But the funny thing is about the general manager picking a quarterback to be the heir apparent is it's exactly the same scenario, like you said, that happened to him when he came into the league.
And what is he supposed to not prepare? I mean, what if Aaron Rodgers gets hurt? So what if they bring in a high-priced veteran guy? That's okay, or what? I mean, what is he supposed to do? It's the general manager. Like, your job is to build the team for now and into the future.
Really? And he can make an argument that for the 2 or 3 years leading up to that draft, Aaron Rodgers wasn't on the field 16 games. He's had some injury problems. If anything, he could say, "Well, I drafted him to fucking put a boot in your ass."
Right,
and now all of a sudden, you won the MVP.
Right.
It worked.
Right.
It worked.
Played 16 games. Right. Yeah.
Right. All of a sudden, you're not giving a guy a shot. You're on the field every week.
Right.
And I don't know what. Right.
You're practicing.
Right.
Walkthroughs.
And I don't have their draft picks in front of me, but I just thought it was funny that with all that going on, I think they came out right away early on and picked a defense. Like they certainly didn't succumb to the pressure of Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean? I think they picked a defensive player right away.
Yeah. They did draft a receiver, I think. But no, I think their first pick was definitely on the defensive side of the ball. That's funny. I mean, I don't know. I can't. These guys, it makes me more and more. At least football is kind of different. You can get hurt. It's a different game than basketball. But these guys, it's too much. I mean, Terry Bradshaw was on some show. He's like, you have two choices. You're either going to retire and go host Jeopardy or whatever the fuck you want to do, or shut up and play football.
Right.
I mean, those are choices. You're welcome to retire.
Yeah. I mean, like we've talked about it before, father time gets to everybody.
Right.
And Aaron Rodgers ain't getting any younger. Obviously, coming off an MVP season, the dude's still kicking it. But I mean, so first round, Green Bay picks a cornerback. I just thought that was funny with everything going on. But they did in the second round. They picked a center, and then they picked the wide receiver from Clemson, Rodgers.
He's good. Yeah.
Who's a good he's a good player, good player.
And that's a good compliment to what they got. He's more of an inside, like a slot guy, and they got what's his name, Adams on the outside, and then they got those other guys, Lazard and the dude with the 3 names, whatever his fucking name is.
Right, and I think even he's got some. Rodgers has some relationship with Randall Cobb, who was one of the favorites
back in the day. Yeah.
I think one of their dads coached the other one or something like that, to the point where this kid has known Randall Cobb his whole life. So that might have something to do with maybe them getting along in some way. I saw some story about that. Either Cobb's dad is a coach and knew Rodgers, or vice versa. Maybe Rodgers' dad is a coach that coached Cobb somewhere along the line, and they're like life. He's been around and kind of mentored him for a long time, is the story that I heard. But I just don't get it. It's not like in the NBA when they start this. It's almost like these guys wanted Deshaun Watson and Russell Wilson. They want to do this teaming up, get the super team going thing. But the problem with that, fellas, is the NFL union is not as strong as the NBA. You can't just decide what you're going to do. You just and 1 or 2 dudes don't make or break a team. In the NBA, you got 5 dudes.
Right. I mean, not only that, you get 2 guys,
3 superstars
you
together.
Get 3, you're golden.
Right. You can have a lot of superstars come together on NFL. It doesn't mean shit.
I mean, there's teams. Cowboys had 6 or 7 Pro Bowlers. I don't think they had like 9 wins, 8 wins, something like that.
And for Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, your team's good enough to get to the playoffs every year. Is that you, or that's the team, or what? And then so either you're not good enough to get them over the hump, or the team's not. I don't get it.
Well, at the end of the day, he's got 1 Super Bowl. I mean, I'm not turning my nose, but it ain't like it's Tom Brady out here, or I mean,
nobody's like Tom Brady.
There's a laundry list of dudes that got 1 Super Bowl that aren't saying shit. I mean, So I don't know. I'm not a fan. I don't know what they would do. I don't know how they would trade him, how that would work, even underneath the cap. I mean, they would have to punt on a season or 2, probably cap-wise, to make it happen even. And then, like we said, what are you going to do? What are you going to get back? You're not going to get back anything in equal value. You're going to have to take 3 or 4 picks, and that's a crapshoot. Then all of a sudden, you're the Cleveland Browns of 3 or 4 years ago, and there's no guarantee in any of that, in any pick. So, I mean... So I don't know.
There's nothing in it for the Green Bay Packers to get rid of Aaron. If you have Aaron, other than you being a bitch, you know what I mean? Other than well, he's unhappy, he's going to be a pain in the ass all the time.
Right, exactly. But I mean, they do hold literally all the cards. I mean, it's almost now similar to this. Now it's funny with the other thing with Deshaun Watson. They're probably begging that trade that motherfucker now.
Right. Well, Aaron Rodgers better watch out, or the news is going to come out about him and what's if he keeps messing. But I think the Houston Texans will probably be more cutthroat than the Green Bay Packers on that stuff.
So, I know. Heartbeat.
So anything else you take from the? I mean, obviously we're way into preseason. Anything else you take from the draft? Winners, losers. Anything stuck out from you from the?
I think the Jets had a good draft. At least seemed like they had a plan. I like the kid Wilson. I've been a fan of his. And then they drafted, I think, a lineman, right, a guard or something, and then they got a running back later on, and maybe a receiver or something. So they did pretty good, I think. A couple of teams did stand out. Who I think Miami seems like to know what they're doing. They see, the team like the Raiders again. I don't know what they think. And I saw today, Gruden got 10 years, right? 10 years, $100 million. Still hasn't had a winning season since it's only been 3 or 4 years, right? But it seems like, come on, man.
And their draft pick was one of the ones that really went down as people scratching their heads. They took that offensive lineman from Alabama, and they were like, well, he's a good player, but not at this spot. Same as the Saints. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. The Sean Payton, Mickey Loomis, they've done enough good things over the years that I can give them the benefit of the doubt. But they picked the defensive end from Houston in the first round. But once you're picking down there in that 20-30 range, the real cream dudes are gone already. You're trying to get some stuff. But as far as the Jets go, I ain't no scout. I still feel like Justin Fields was the second best quarterback in this draft. So we'll see how it plays out.
That was a good job by the Bears. I mean, and that was something that they needed to do.
Yeah.
And they did make. I mean, they make the playoffs. They made the playoffs with Trubisky at least twice. Was it maybe? I mean, so maybe the dude can coach, and maybe I mean, there's got to be some. Obviously, from that move, there is some desperation there, which you like to see as a Bears fan. At least they're acknowledging that something needed to be done. And I'm a Justin Fields fan. I think he got lambasted, sillily or whatever, unnecessarily. I don't know. I think the Niners came up with a very, very big risk taking the kid, Trey Lance. Everyone said he's a great kid, but the dude's played, 17 football games at the FCS level? You leverage yourself like that in a big-time way. You do have the safety net of Garoppolo there, but, I mean, you traded up, and that's, if that kid sucks, you're going to be hurting eventually off of that.
Right. And I've thought it interesting. The Bengals, just talk about the LSU guys. They picked Jamar Chase, the wide receiver, even though their quarterback needs protection, man. Dude, I know he played with them in LSU, the wide receiver, but I guess they lost AJ Green this year too. So I guess giving your quarterback somebody good to throw to for Joe Burrow is good. But man,
but they signed a left tackle, a right tackle. They drafted a left tackle last year, and then they drafted a guard in the second round, didn't they?
All right, there you go. I don't know. I
think so.
All right, so we'll see how the Zach Wilson and we were fans of him all year. We bet on BYU almost every week,
and they were taking on all comers, so we were just fans of theirs from
right. And so they did it. Here comes the Wager Maker Express. It's been a whole month. It's been a whole month since I heard that. So we'll see how the Justin Fields. Hopefully, the Jets aren't right back where they're at. I think they made some good picks, and they're building from the ground up this time, and they got a quarterback they want. But interesting, Sam Darnold went to Carolina, and basically Rule said the other day that he got asked why they did, and they even dealt Teddy Bridgewater, and so
he played like shit down the stretch.
Well, Bridgewater's not going to win you any games, but he's probably not going to lose you any too. But he's a good guy to have around. But if he's making starting quarterback money, it's not worth keeping him around.
They said something. I saw some. I mean, we were Bridgewater fans. I mean, you I'm sure you were from the 2 years ago. I was, been a, fan of his, advocate of his, whatever. But I saw something. They never won a game when they were losing with like 20 minutes to go in the game.
Right. Like if they weren't in control from the jump. Right. That's, I mean, he's not really going to win you some games, but he won't make the big mistakes either. But, whatever. But, yeah, but I thought it interesting. Rule. They asked Rule like why they didn't pick up a quarterback in the draft, and they were like, "Look, we got our guy.
Right.
We went after Sam Darnold. We wanted him, and that's the guy. That's the guy we got. So we'll see how that plays out too. If Sam Darnold, look, you can hand off and throw it to McCaffrey. They got some weapons around them. Right. I mean, so maybe the Jets had a good guy and just didn't do the right things around him. But we'll see how it all plays out. It's going to be interesting to watch. I thought it funny that Etienne got picked by Jacksonville also, so he'll be playing. But shit, I said way back when they should have just got Dabo to go to Jacksonville and they'd be all set.
Yeah, right. Yep. And I mean, it's funny you mentioned with the Jets and Sam Darnold. Nick was texting. I don't know if we had to text both, but they did nothing like they did for Wilson for Sam Darnold. I think they drafted Jerry Jeudy last year. From Alabama, but they did nothing. I mean, maybe they signed Le'Veon Bell. I'm not sure if he was there before him or not, but he was hurt the entire time. So it's like at least maybe they learned some type of lesson. It's a new regime, obviously, but they did nothing to help Darnold. Darnold's probably like, "What the fuck? I'd still be in New York. I'd be on my, I'd have my $100 million if you guys would give me a receiver, a running back, and a couple linemen."
Right. Oh well, so we'll see. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. A lot of new names and new faces and in new places and a lot of young guys. Like, man, if you invest the first round pick in a quarterback, people want to see that guy in the game. So we'll be seeing these dudes playing.
Well, I mean, Lawrence is going to play day one. Wilson's going to play day one. You're not going to see Trey Lance play. You're not going to see Justin Fields play probably day one either. Maybe. I mean, it's certainly possible he could beat out Andy Dalton. And then Mac Jones is probably not going to play week one either. But that's weird because that's completely two different styles of quarterback you got there with Cam Newton and I mean, what they win? What did he go 7-9 last year? And they had nobody. He was hurt, and they had like 3 or 4 dudes opt out for COVID. Right. So I mean, that really wasn't a good depiction of what Cam was. Not that I'm defending him or not, but
I think New England's a much better team than what we saw last year still.
For sure.
Just because they had a lot of guys sit out for the COVID. But I did think, how many years have we seen the Bears act like they have their guy?
Yeah,
Everybody knows they don't have their guy except them. And so it was good to see them make a move and get a quarterback here in this draft here.
I mean, it was exciting. I mean, we were excited for last year's draft like never before.
Yeah,
This was good, But we were excited for this one too. It was good. I mean, I enjoyed it. I think the another one, that was a good pick. The kid Slater from Northwestern went to protect Herbert for the Charge. I thought that was a great pick too. So
now that you're a Chargers fan, any thoughts on the Cowboys?
I don't know. I'm gonna hold you. I was hoping to get Surtain, the cornerback, when he traded. I was glad they traded down. I'm not too excited about any of their other picks. Maybe the kid Jabril Cox is supposed to be good. They got him in the third round.
LSU guy. LSU has a little Dallas Cowboy connection there.
They do. And then they got the kid Joseph, who was started at LSU, but he's like a rapper and he's got some disciplinary problems. So I don't know about that shit. That was a second round pick. And the kid Parsons, I did not want him, but they're saying he was the best defensive player in the draft. He's a guy who was like hazing his teammates and like telling he was going to Sandusky him and shit. Oh. So that's what I'm dealing with now on my team. So I got enough headaches. It's not hard enough being a Cowboy fan. Now I got fucking assholes to boot.
All right. So moving on, we can talk a little bit about baseball. Anything standing out early in the season? Players, storylines there?
Well, I mean, it's interesting. We had a couple. How many no-hitters have we had? We've had 3, 4, maybe. We had the one for, what's his name, was 7 innings, Bumgarner. The kid just threw one today. Means for the, I just saw his wife or his girlfriend's all over fucking Twitter. It's got to make a guy cringe. I'm sorry. But he had a perfect game, right? Going into the set, but it was a strikeout wild pitch that cost him the perfect game. That's the rules, man. Hey,
the rules are the rules. Dude got on base. But let's talk about the Bumgarner no hitter for a second. So for those that don't know, now the new rules, if it's a doubleheader, the games are only 7-inning games. So Bumgarner pitches a no hitter, does 7 innings, but it's not going to go down in the record books, I guess, as like an official no hitter. If that makes sense.
How is that his fault? How is that his fucking problem? Fuck you.
Right.
The game, you're telling me the rules are it's 7 innings. So
the game's over. I pitched the whole game. There's no hit.
Right. You're not letting me go out again. I'm ready to go, and you're gonna let me go out. So I pitch a no hitter, put it in the record books, let it live in perpetuity or whatever. Perpetuity. It's history. I pitch a no hitter. Fuck you.
Well, my thing is, okay, I've never been a huge. I know baseball has guys that are like the huge numbers guys, huge record books, numbers, all that shit. I've never been that kind of guy where it fucking like it says he gave up no hits. Like I don't know what an official no hitter is other than it went in the book as that day that dude didn't give up any hits. I guess there must be a difference between an official no hitter and like somewhere else in this book of numbers, where it says it's official, other than reading down the book and saying, "Oh, on this day he gave up no hits." What's the fucking difference?
Are there 2 books?
Right. I don't get that. I don't get that. What's an official no hitter? If it doesn't mean no hitter, then I don't know what.
Right. How'd you do today? Well, I pitched and didn't give up any hits. So
that's a 0 in the box score. It says a 0 under hits.
Right.
So, and another thing, we talked about some of the words that come up in sports. This one's kind of getting on my nerves a little bit, Webb. Now it's like a little bit video game for me for the baseball, where every fucking hit I got to hear about the exit velocity.
Oh yeah.
Like the dude hit a line drive for a base hit, and they're telling me his exit velocity was 109.
Right.
I don't give a shit. He's on first base. That's all that fucking matters.
Right. You can hit a what do you got? Worm killer, a bloop, whatever. Bloop. Come on.
Doesn't
matter.
That's all the same. That's the point.
Doesn't matter.
I play to win the games.
Right.
I am Herm.
Yeah, you are.
I play to win the games. I don't play to have 109 mile an hour single.
No, right.
Is better.
It doesn't
than
matter.
A 40-hour single.
Right. Then a blue. Right. Then a check swing over the first baseman's head.
The dude went out and pitched and won the game with no hits, and he fucking did his job. That's what I want to know. I don't know that it needs to be an official no-hitter.
Right.
You play to win the games. I'm a play to win the games guy, Webb. That's what I am. I'm a play to cover the spread guy.
That's right. You got to cover one way or the other. Funny thing though, I saw pop up too. Tony La Russa, he's about 97 years old. He was an old manager when we were gambling on the A's back with the Bash brothers.
Right.
With Canseco and what's his name and Dennis Eckersley. And McGuire. Anyway, so he doesn't know the rules. He doesn't know the 7 innings. It was news to him that it was a 7 innings. He didn't know.
He thought he was trotting out for a doubleheader.
He didn't know.
That's funny because I had money on the White Sox in the game 1 the other day. I'm glad they won. I think they won though.
He didn't know. He wasn't managing right. That's how he just left the starter in. That's probably why.
And that's what's funny because he was known for a long time as like the brain of baseball and stuff like that. And nowadays, so even though dude made fun of him the other day, he's like, I think he just pitched around Pujols. Hey, look, Albert Pujols been a great player in the league for a long time. And 20 years ago, you would have definitely pitched around him no matter what in a certain situation. But I think he did it the other time.
He was in the league 8-9 years when he went to the Angels.
Right. They were saying, yeah. Well, I guess he's got to play out that contract.
Right.
The first one to get that huge,
like 10
money,
years. Right. Yep.
But he could just do a Bobby Bonilla or something and sit out.
Bobby Bonilla Day's coming, July 4th. Bobby Bonilla Day.
But Pujols does come. Even when you watch them, he don't have much exit velocity. But if they got a guy on second and it's a close game, he bloops a single in there. I've seen it a million times this year.
Professional hitter.
Yep, no doubt. So, speaking of
baseball, the things that the Yankees were struggling there a bit. The Dodgers are struggling right now. It's some interesting teams that are out there playing well. I mean, the Royals, teams like the Royals, I didn't think were going to be really good. The Red Sox, I'm surprised how good they're playing. The Mets are still the Mets. They cannot get out of their own way regardless. They signed Lindor to a $300 million deal. I think he's hitting. Is he even hitting?
Maybe 200. Maybe 200.
So it's more of some more of the same. So, and the Braves are struggling a little bit. That was kind of a surprise to me. The Twins are struggling. So, but what's his name is incredible. Tatis. They're fun to watch.
Unbelievable. Some of those games, those first couple weeks of the season, and we've been off the air for for a month. So, man, some of those battles between the Padres and the Dodgers
they were good.
They were like playoff type baseball. Yep. The first month of the season. Really fun to watch. Man, the Padres are stacked. Dodgers are struggling a little bit, but we know they're stacked. They'll come playoff time, they're going to be fine. I want to talk about the Yankees just for a second. Everybody knows I'm a Yankees fan. I'm a huge Yankees fan. I hate watching this team play, and
they're real easy to root against, man.
I had a whole spiel I was going to go into a couple weeks ago when they were I think they were like 7-14 or something ridiculous, but they've ran off a few wins here. But they just everything you don't like about the new baseball. That everything is about exit velocity. Put it that way. Everything's about a home run.
Yep.
Everything's about getting the ball out of the park.
Yep.
When you're watching the Royals and teams like you say the Red Sox and so many other teams, even the Marlins, I'd rather watch them play baseball. The Giants are playing, the San Francisco Giants. The A's, they won like 10, 12, 14 games in a row, something like that.
Yep.
So the Yankees are just a bunch of swing and miss dudes. I watched some games earlier in the season.
That's all it is. Home run or strikeout.
Man, there's nothing more frustrating than this. Okay, so talking about the new rules, they got the new rules about extra inning baseball.
Yeah, that's
so you start out with a man on second base.
Yep.
And I watched 3 or 4 Yankees extra inning games where they couldn't even score the dude from you can get him home without even getting a hit.
Right. Yeah. Right.
You can ground the ball to the right-hand side.
Yeah.
And then hit a fly ball.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. That's all you need to do.
Yeah.
And they can't do it.
The only way they'll get him over is a long fly that he can tag up.
There's no such thing as a productive out. Everything that is a strikeout.
Oh, right.
They never move a ball. They never move a man over. They don't have any ball player type guy that's out in the field that who's the Garner.
Yeah,
I know he's 100 years old, but so he's not that guy anymore. But he's a guy he could steal you a base.
Yeah. He's a ball player.
He'd slap the ball. He'd get it. Right. Didi Gregorius. That's a ball player. You're Lindor. I know Lindor is struggling. That's a fucking baseball player.
Yeah, he'll give himself up. Yeah, right.
And so many times I watch these other teams do it, and that's how you play baseball, man. You're not going to walk up there every time and hit a home run.
No.
And when you hit a strikeout, it does nothing. You don't move a ball. It's just bad baseball to watch. I hate watching this Yankee team. Maybe they burned me a few times early in the season when they're a big number. Yeah. Cole is pitching good, but really they expect him to give up 1 run a game when he gets out there. If he gives up 3, it's shaky.
Right.
You know?
Right. It's very right. It's very. He's got to put more than a quality start. He's got to go into the 7th. With 2 or 3 runs. Right. Exactly.
And then I want to address Aaron Judge here for a second.
Yeah. Well, he's the poster boy for that.
This dude was supposed to be the next coming, the next Derek Jeter, the next New York Yankees superstar, the next, really the face of Major League Baseball. They wanted this guy.
One of them, yeah.
Right. So this dude, now I think he's 29 now.
I mean, the ship has sailed on that. I think.
I mean, he's a couple years from like when you get to be 32, you're midway through your through your career. You know what I mean? He's not even like Judge is not young anymore. And now you've got no big World Series type wins, no nothing. And then he comes out, Webb, like I had this all ready to go a month ago, but we missed him. In the 6th game of the fucking season, he's took 2 days off for soreness in his side, dude. And they're asking Boone like what's
what's
the
he
deal?
supposed to say?
Well, he's got sore. What is it? Is his oblique?
Right. Is it
just general soreness in his side in the 6th game of the season.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, I'm so disappointed. I know everybody in New York, they love Judge, but man, it's time to call this team what it is. They're a bunch of they look like a keg softball team, Webb. They're out there swinging for the fences, and if they miss, they miss, and it don't.
And they flex like Stanton will flex when he hits one.
Yeah, we'll hit one. He'll hit a grand slam against some shit team,
right?
And in a nothing situation.
Yep.
Okay, you won that game 10-4, but then you lost the series 2 out of 3.
Right. You hit a 500. You're 2 for 8 in the series, and one of them was a 500 home run. But okay,
200-mile-an-hour exit velocity. Congratulations!
But you still lost the series.
Struck out 4 times the next day.
Exactly.
I'm just so frustrated with this team. I'm a Yankee fan, but there's so many teams I like watching better. You mentioned the Royals. Man, there's so many good teams to watch. That
Royals, Giants,
play baseball. They play baseball.
The Brewers. I mean, there's a laundry list. I mean, even the San Diego team is fun to watch. They got that kid will do anything you ask him to.
Even the Dodgers are superstars, but they're ball players. You know, the Muncies, the Seagers, and all that. They play ball. Yep. They fucking play baseball.
Even Kershaw, he'll come out of the bullpen and he'll do whatever he wants to do. Whatever he wants.
The other night, I'm watching the game, and it was the game that I lost against I think it was the Brewers that went 1,000,000 innings. And he pinch hit. And he struck out, but he hung in there. He fouled a few off, but I mean,
gave it a shot. Like these guys wouldn't even do that. That's like that would hurt the brand. They couldn't do that.
Right.
That's gonna hurt your followers.
They pull Cole out. They pull Cole out. Be like, listen, you're our best bet right now. Get out there and pitch. You get out there and hit. Get out there and hit.
Yeah.
So many teams I like watching better, but
Yankees are losing right now. They were booing the Astros last night pretty good.
Yeah, they gave them a hard time. They had people out there with trash cans and all that shit for Altuve. It's the first time they had a chance to see the Astros since they got screwed over 2 years ago, but get over it. Start winning some games.
This brings me to
this shit baseball.
Your Judge comment about the sore side. It came out the other day. We were texting about how Kawhi said, I'm playing with a hurt foot. So? Are you fucking kidding me? You're playing, dude, Smitt. My back hurts. Fucking my back hurts right now. My fucking knees hurt.
You go to work. You go to work like
every
that
fucking day. I'm doing my show right now with a sore back. I got a sore back and a sore side, and I've been doing the show the past couple months with a bad foot.
It's just general soreness stuff.
Give me another. They literally invented the term load management for this dude.
For Kawhi.
What do you want? A fucking pat on the back? You're playing with a sore foot? Are you fucking kidding?
Like how many times did we like just in pickup games, like turn an ankle so bad you felt like you couldn't walk, and 5 minutes later, like fuck it, run it back. Run it back.
Oh yeah, your fingers are jammed. Like you're looking around like sausages. You can't even hold the ball. We're like, it's freezing cold. They're playing in the snow. We're not shoveling the fucking thing. It's dark out.
Right. Unbelievable. And then now LeBron comes out, so he's been out for a while, and now he comes out and says, "Look, when your ankle be 100%, oh, never. All right, well, that sucks. But what are you gonna do? And then he comes out now that they're number 7 seed and they're close to this. So those that don't know, there's new rules in the NBA too, where the top 10 teams are going to get into the playoffs, and they're going to have a little, like the 7, 8, and 9 are going to have a little round robin, or maybe it's 8, 9, maybe it's 8, 9, 10. Have a little thing play-in type thing.
Play-in tournament, yeah, that's what it's like they do in the tournament.
And so now, because of the Anthony Davis, your sidekick has been out all the season too, just got back, and now LeBron's been out. Now the Lakers all of a sudden are about the number 7 spot. So LeBron comes out and says, "Whoever decided this play-in thing is the stupidest thing of all time." Hey, LeBron, it's about rate. How do you think you get paid?
Right.
4 games on TV.
Right.
4 games on TV is how you get paid.
Right.
That's how you
that
do it.
money you're making. That $40 million you're making this year.
You know how you made the same amount of money last year? Well, the owners did not.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? They're doing shit to make more.
Right. They're trying to recoup. Right. Yeah.
Stupidest thing ever. If you could just go win your game against number 9.
Right.
We all know you're going to get every call in that game. Right. If it's LeBron, if it's a 1-game play-in against LeBron's team and the number 9 team, who's gonna make it? Right.
Who's gonna win that game? Right. If Anthony Davis doesn't need to play. No one needs to play. It could be 1 on 5.
All right. What else we got? That's baseball. Hockey. Hockey's winding down too, man.
The Rangers did not make the playoffs against Smitt. I did lose my playoff bet on that, but I had a couple others that did, so I didn't really get hurt on it. Hockey's been good to us, man. Hockey's fun to watch. It's incredible. I mean, and this is even getting heated up now. I got the Canadians tonight.
And I think the Rangers did some firing today. Maybe the GM, a couple of
house. Yeah. I mean, they were supposed to be pretty good. But John Morgan, buddy of mine, is real upset about it. Like, this was supposed to be the year they not won it all, but started making that climb. But the playoffs are coming. It's great. I mean, we'll have some picks for maybe the finals and stuff like that. But it's fun, man. It's great to watch. Oh, Montreal's getting smoked by the Senators.
All right, I like the Knights again, man. I went with the Knights last year. They went. They're looking good.
They're good. They're good. This is the weird time of the season, though. Like a bunch of teams.
We got to be careful right now. Some teams have clinched. Some teams have not.
Some are eliminated. So who's going to play what or whatever. So I try to keep it to teams that need something, but did not work with the Canadians. So I still got another period, but
it's only that's 3 a great series.
Yeah, I had the Predators the other night, and that's a real good series against the Blue Jackets. They're kind of both in it. They're in the same. It's cool because they're all in the same conference or however they're doing it. So. Every game it's real meaningful. So, Lightning were winning 3-1. There you go.
Yeah, that's good. I had that. And Dodgers, just so Dodgers are up 1-0 in the 4th. So we got a little something going here. All right. And also, hey, we were at Sports Watch Monitor for the last 7 days. We're like ranked number 2 or 3 right now for the last 7 days. So that's.
We are heating up. We got a couple. I see 1, 2. I got 2, 3 winners here, plus the hockey for Smitt. We might break even on that, and then. We do got some hoop later tonight too, so we're heating up. This is we'll be back in the groove here now. So,
yeah, we're back. Hey, look, it felt good. I miss being on. Thank you. I want to send a thank out to Scott Wheatley and Mike Lynch. Both of you guys were like, "Hey, man, where the fuck y'all at?" I'm waiting for my shows and shit. So that felt pretty good to hear.
Got to give the people what they want, Smitt.
Hey, man, we're here. It's showbiz, baby, showbiz.
That's right. Hurt foot, sore side.
It's general soreness all at 50. You got general soreness throughout your body.
And what are your thoughts on the 17-game season in the NFL? That changes a lot of things.
I don't know how they're gonna. I'm sure they're gonna work something out. But are they just picking out a random team to play for every team? Because the way it's set up now is with 16 games, you play the 6 games in your division, and then you play 2 other divisions. That's the right.
Yeah, you play
6,
another division.
Something like that. Yeah, and then some other conference, whatever it is. But there was kind of a general formula. But I guess now are you just going to be playing one other random?
Well, I think the NFC East is playing the AFC East this year, and then you're going to switch home and home next somehow. The Cowboys are on the road in New England this year, and then next year the Cowboys are going to be home against some team.
Well, here's what I think about it. I think the more football games, the better. That's what I think about the football.
Yeah, but now it's weird. It's I saw some of these numbers, these prop bets, like 950 yards for Najee Harris. But you got to remember there's an extra game in there.
Right. Good point.
And over-unders for these teams. Like the Browns, I think, were 10.5, but there's an extra game in there.
Well, I'm sure the man has taken that into consideration already. But we will have to take that into consideration.
But it's just interesting how it adds something to, like,
certainly.
I mean, if
your over-under's 10 and now you got 17 games instead of 16, I mean, it's a big deal.
And now, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how they handle Aaron Rodgers or I don't know who's an older quarterback, Brady, when come week 14, 13, if they're got 10 wins or 8 wins, not whatever, if they're going to sit them down, what happens then? I mean, that's going to be interesting. We'll see some of this bullshit we got with the NBA where you make a bet at 3:00 and cut it, 7:45. Not for nothing, but Kwame Brown and not Kemba Walker, Jaylen Brown, and aren't playing. They decide to take the night off.
Yeah, load management goes to football. Oh, that'd be the day. But dudes miss so many games anyway with the NFL just on regular injuries.
Not
and
even
stuff that I mean, it'd be hard to rest dudes that are healthy. You're either hurt or not.
Right. If you're healthy, you're playing.
Obviously, there's some dudes that are there.
If you're injured, you're not playing. Or maybe now if you're hurt, you won't play. We'll see.
So
yeah.
All right. Well, anything else we want to touch on? We want to be back full steam. We're going to get this thing rolling, heading into football season next year and bust this shit up.
We'll have next week. Yeah, we'll have playoff hockey, be more talk, what's going on, baseball, everything. Kentucky Derby was good. That was an interesting race.
Awesome. We put our picks out there. We didn't do too good.
No, but it was great to have it back at least.
Here's the deal. Bob Baffert. From now on, if I don't pick Bob Baffert, if I don't pick Bob Baffert, then tell me to keep my money to myself.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
this year he just had one horse. Other years he's got a few. This year he had one horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won. Shocking.
Yeah, shocker. Right. Which is great to see
Bill
it back live.
He's Bill Belichick of horse racing, and I'd never bet on him.
With those blue glasses.
Yeah.
He looks like he's struggling.
Joe Cool.
Yeah.
Hey man, don't hate the player.
That's right, man. He wins it every year. That's right.
That's what Sharon told me when it's all like. But 5 minutes before the race started, which horse is Bob Baffert? She says.
Yeah, right. Like,
just because she's watched Kentucky Derby with me enough, and they interviewed him, and I think it was 8. It's number 8. Well, that's the one. And I was like, no, we're rooting for number 1.
Right.
Well, I told you. Why don't you bet Bob Baffert? Nothing better. The only thing better than losing is your wife telling you you're a dumb fuck after you get done.
Your wife telling you what you should have bet. Exactly.
Right. Well, it's glad to be back. Glad we can get back in the rhythm of this, and we'll be coming with more stuff. We're gonna have some interviews with some people. We're gonna start having some guests. Want to thank everybody for joining us. John Grove with the bumper music. Lil Saint the Goat and C Really. You can listen to us everywhere. You get the podcast. I think even more places than usual. Devin's gonna tell us how to do YouTube.
Hey guys, it's Devin. Make sure you subscribe to the Wager Makers podcast on YouTube, like all their videos, and click that bell so that you turn on your post notifications and you never miss another video.
Thanks, Devin. Reach out to us. Hey, let us know about Arizona. We want to know about what to do with the Arizona State game. Maybe we can catch up. You can buy me a beer somewhere out there. Shot of Makers out there.
There you go.
Reach out to us at thewagermakers@gmail.com for our email. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We're gonna get, we've been a little bit lax on some of that stuff. We're gonna get our picks out there and get it rolling. So, Webb, take us out.
Yeah, hit us up. We'd love to hear from you, see what's going on. We got some MMA coming up, I'm sure. Wager Makers, Mark, always the best. Thank you again, Chris Garjoul. Congratulations on the victory. Thanks everybody. Wilbur Investigations, MM3 Technologies. As we get closer here, maybe we'll try to come up with another contest or another pool or something. Next tournament that comes up, maybe some golf or something. That's it. Thanks, everybody. Brick by brick.
Welcome to the Wager Makers Podcast with Webb and Smitt.
Yeah. Hey, shout out Wager Maker Podcast.
Brick by brick, baby.
Yeah.
Here comes the Wager Maker
Here I go.
Express.
I hear y'all sick of losing money cause y'all don't know how to bet. Better hit that Wager Maker Podcast with Smitt and Webb. They gon' show y'all how to do this. Take these notes like y'all some students. Y'all can't seem to pick them right. Well, tonight y'all lucky night. It's that Wager Maker Podcast. Wager Maker Podcast. Wager Maker Podcast. Your bookie getting sick cause we built this brick by brick. It's that Wager Wager Maker Podcast. It's that wager maker podcast. It's that wager maker podcast. Come and place your bets with that WM Express. Let's go.